Good afternoon, Johan. Welcome to Blue Diamond. And I've just been thinking about when we used to work together. It was probably 15, 20 years ago. We worked in not just one place, but actually two different companies. So tell me what you're up to today, what you've been up to in the last couple of years.
Thanks. Well, Melanie, it's good to be back after 15, 20 years. Today I'm the managing director of Ebury for Eastern Europe. Ebury is a fintech company headquarters in the UK, and we do everything around international payments and foreign currency management for SMEs and larger corporates.
Okay. So you've held a number of different leadership positions and other senior management positions throughout the years. So what does great leadership mean to you?
Well, I think as a CEO or leader, I think I always have a positive intention and a certain vision. Now, I'm a leader who likes to work with people. So I want to show that I'm available there for them to teach them, to mentor them. So for me, it's about positive intention. It's about having a true interest in people and also listening to people. And I think the latter two are definitely the case I found out with the millennium generation. I think that's what I would kind of qualify as a great leadership today.
Great. Sounds like some great elements there. So what do you interpret by the term self-leadership, and how do you practice this?
It's self-leadership for me is kind of personal improvement. It's pushing your own borders. I think I've done that a couple of times throughout my career. Used to work for fast-moving consumer goods companies like Mars and Pepsi. I think from one day into another, I moved from fast-moving consumer goods to Capital One, who was a monoline credit card company in the US. But I like their vision. I like their leaders. It was completely out of my comfort zone. I think I learned a lot. I probably made also a lot of mistakes, but they allowed me to fail and to learn from it. And again, then that was in the US. So I moved back. I lived in different countries, again, challenging myself and my family sometimes in pushing borders, but therefore becoming, I would say, a more mature manager. I think it's all about personal improvement. Keep on learning.
Yeah, great. So what signs of leadership do you look for from staff within your business? And I guess what demonstrations of leadership would make you consider somebody for promotion?
Yeah, so I think the main reason that I will hire somebody is motivation. I think if I have to choose between the smartest one in the class but not that motivated, or maybe the average one or super motivated, I always choose the motivation. Mm-hmm. It's also somebody who comes up with ideas. Okay, 9 out of 10 ideas might not work, but it's that one idea. I don't want him or her to give up. So it is, again, creating ideas, go for it. I will also learn them, support them. They can fail in my eyes. And I have that kind of strange phrase where I'm saying you can fail in style, meaning like it's okay to get it wrong, but at least learn from it. Don't do it a second time. Mm-hmm. But it is about motivation. It's also, look, I would like a team player. He or she needs to show a certain empathy. Mm-hmm. That's the other things that I'm looking for. So somebody who is fit quite well in the team, who has a certain positive intent and is super motivated, are probably the person that I would consider for promotion.
Yeah, sounds like a well-rounded individual as well then. So, yeah, great. So we've obviously gone through a lot of changes in recent weeks and months, and there's probably more changes to come. Obviously, none of us has a crystal ball, but what changes do you anticipate in terms of our working practices in the next 12 months and beyond?
I think it's a lifetime experience that everybody or most of the world is now working from home. And yes, I mean, it kind of works, at least in a limited basis. So I think we will definitely go to a situation where for a couple of days per week or a week per month, people can work from home. I think that is going to be a change. And maybe it's even an option for traffic jams. I think I read somewhere that if 20% of the people would work from home, that you actually sort out 50% of the traffic jam, because it's obviously not a linear definition. So that's definitely something. Also, the way that we might talk with clients. Yes, sometimes it's important to see clients face to face, definitely, and it will remain. But occasionally, again, in order to avoid traffic jams and time, we can use kind of more video conferences. And I think the technology is definitely there to use that. We might also see, make people life balance better. And I explain myself that I've seen with some of my people who are very happy to work from home. And it's probably the more introverts that are okay working from home. The extroverts that need the noise and the people around them to motivate them are probably willing to go back to work. So, but having now that choice might increase the overall productivity and the motivation of all staff.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, great. So it sounds like more of the same, but probably some different nuances as well as we integrate back into the workplace.
Yeah, and
So,
I guess that the people will remember this kind of 2020 working from home and will refer to it. I think
absolutely, yeah.
take some positive out of it.
Yes, yes, definitely. So how will you lead yourself and others through this time?
Mm. Well, look, I mean, if I look at my team, I have my morning 8 touch points just between us to make sure that everybody is awake and is kind of dressed properly, because I think it's important that working from home it's not your office, it's actually the place you are sleeping. So you need to make a difference between when you work and then when you stop working. So I have some kind of rituals in a way that I have a call with everybody in the morning, I have a call with everybody in the late afternoon, and then I have my regular one-to-one catch up with an individual or the piece. They also know they can pin me if I need to be available for something urgent. So all these things are in place. We do some pulse checks, some surveys, how we can improve. We make sure that they all have the equipment at home to kind of be as productive as possible. Now we have the chance to work in a fintech, so we actually can measure a lot of things, what people are doing, what they're not doing, how we can improve that, and it's based on those analytics and those KPIs that we are trying to take them through this period.
Mm-hmm. Great. So what skills do you perceive will be the most important to help us through this period?
I think being agile, I think is very important, and it's not only as an individual, but it's also a company. When all these things started, whenever it was early March, we had to react very quickly, and also our company reacted very quickly in de-risking the balance sheet, looking at cash flow, looking at capital, and the whole organization had to work as one team for those objectives, which were completely different 1 or 2 months before. Now that we kind of gradually kind of coming back, I'm not so saying coming back to normal, but coming back to a new normal, obviously there is this more flexibility, agility, which is needed. So agility is definitely there. I think we'll go back also to more entrepreneurial skills. Nobody knows what's really going to happen. I'm sure that in a couple of years there will be very interesting books being written how it should have been done, but for the moment nobody really knows. So we will need to test things out and see what works best. The other thing, as I mentioned the word before, empathy. You need to have a certain empathy with your clients. We are in this together. How we can help, I think this kind of more coming together, let's got out together in this crisis, because even if we're doing quite well, ultimately we cannot do as we're only going to be as good as the clients we have.
Mhm.
We obviously are forced to work together and help each other.
Right. Some really useful insights there. So thank you very much for sharing. And yeah, you never know, we might be looking back in a year's time and writing that book on what we should have done instead. So,
yeah, maybe let's not wait 15 years.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you so much for your time. All the best for the rest of the afternoon and all the best.